What's up everyone, this is Dr. Webb here. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe. New videos coming every week. You don't want to miss them. In this video today, I'm going to give you 5 myths that are out there in terms of becoming a doctor. There are a lot of people out there that tell you certain things or say certain things are true. Your counselors, you have academic advisors, you have parents, former students that are saying all these crazy things. And I wanted to clear up 5 things and 5 myths that are out there that need to be debunked. So this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online community for learning, for creators. It has over 25,000 videos and topics like education and technology and business and marketing and lifestyle and creative like photography and video and everything that you need to do to improve yourself, to better yourself in terms of all of those topics that I just mentioned. This website is for you. I have not come across anything else like this. They have over, like I said, 25,000 videos, and they have educational courses that you can take at your fingertips. So basically you sign up for a subscription, you have access for the premium subscription to all of their videos, and you can improve your knowledge in these areas. I'm currently using it for the website, SEO planning, as well as social media marketing, but you can use it for writing if you're writing a personal statement for medical school, for residency, for fellowship. They have classes and then different workshops for all of that. All right, so the first 500 people to sign up will get 2 months free with Skillshare. Definitely check them out. I put a link in the description below. So the 5 myths that are out there that I want to debunk and say that they're not true, that I've heard over and over again, I wanted to go over those myths with you. So the number 1 myth that I heard the most is that you're too old to go to medical school. Going through this medical path, it's a long road. For a surgeon like myself, it takes anywhere between 14 to 15 years to be an orthopedic surgeon. That's including college, residency, medical school, and then fellowship. So, but in my medical school class, the oldest person in my class was in their 40s, maybe mid-40s, 45, and he was a musician prior. The youngest person was about 22 or 23, and this person grew up in another country and went to school early, so that's how they kind of got through all the education before medical school that early. But the average age in my medical school class was in their late 20s to early 30s. I didn't start medical school until I was 28. Had other classmates that were in their early 30s, some that were a lot younger than that. But the reason why I say that is because once you complete all of your training, you will be in your particular field for 30, 35 years. I currently work with 2 surgeons who are 75, 80 years old, and they're still practicing medicine. They're not operating, but they're still seeing patients in clinic, they're still teaching, they're still doing things in medicine. And some of them have been doctors longer than I have been born. One of the doctors say that he's been a surgeon for 40 years. So I say that to say this, is that even if you start at the age of 40, you can still get a good career out of medicine until the age of 80. No one really wants to work to the age of 80, but if you love what you do, it will be hard to leave the field. And that's what I see quite often in the field of orthopedic surgery, because surgeons, they really love what they do in the field of orthopedics, and they continue working until they just can't work anymore. So, all right, the number 2 myth is that you cannot get in medical school with a low GPA or low MCAT. Medical school is very competitive. They have lots of applicants for a limited number of spots, and it makes it really competitive to stand out if you have a low GPA or a low MCAT score. But that is not true. You can get into medical school, you just have to do additional things to strengthen your application. most of the medical schools, admissions committees want to see that you're able to handle the coursework of medical school and the rigors of medical school. And the way to show them that you can do that with a low GPA or a low MCAT is to do a post-bac program or a master's program. Some post-bac programs are master's programs, but if you just do a master's program in public health or environmental science or pathology or biochemistry and do well in that course, it shows the admissions committees that you can handle medical school. That's their number one concern, and that's why they use a screening method of your MCAT and your GPA to weed out other applicants, because if you score below the national average or if you don't score as well, the medical school admissions committees are taking a risk and they're investing a lot of money into you and a lot of their education. So in order to minimize this, you have to show them that you can do well in these courses. So if you have a low GPA or a low MCAT score, look into doing a post-bac program or a graduate master's degree to show the admissions committees that you can handle medical school. The number 3 myth that I hear a lot and I hear all the time is that you have to be smart to be a doctor. That's a myth. I know a lot of people that in the medical field that are very brilliant, they're very smart, intelligent. In my class, we had people from Harvard, from Yale, from Columbia, who were at the top of their class in college. And it makes it competitive to compete with these individuals because everyone in your class is so smart in medical school and you're taking the same exam. So a lot of students are really good test takers and they're really good kind of critical thinking on their feet. So it makes it very challenging, but you don't have to be smart. Medical school is hard and this medical path is hard, but I think that if you have the discipline and you have the grit and you have the perseverance to get through all of this and the dedication, you can do it even if you're not smart. You just have to learn how to be very disciplined in your studies, and you have to be very dedicated to your studies. As long as you can take the amount of time that it takes to become a doctor and focus during that time and study really hard, you can be a doctor. I'm not the smartest person. I'm definitely not smart, but I work really hard. And even though I have to work twice as hard or 3 times as hard as other people that are next to me, I still can be that same doctor because I worked really hard. So the 4th myth that I hear a lot from students, medical students and residents, is that you will know everything after you finish your training. Coming out of medical school where they teach you just the basics of what you need to know to be a doctor. They teach you pathology, neuroscience, nephrology, cardiology, orthopedics, neurosurgery, but you know a little bit about everything. It's impossible to know everything about everything when you're coming out of your medical school and even residency. As a chief resident at the end of my orthopedic surgery training, there are some things that I still just don't know. And when I get in practice and after fellowship, there will be some things that I still don't understand or still don't know. Medicine is a lifelong learning process, and you have to take it day by day. You have to constantly read, you have to constantly refer to articles and textbooks and to the literature and see what the latest research shows. So if a patient comes into the clinic and has a certain disease or a certain problem in orthopedics, we would go look up the research and see what the research shows and go into the library to look up different articles to see what is the best treatment modality for that patient. So you will not know everything after medical school, even after residency, even after 10 years of being out into practice, you still won't know everything. It's impossible. The number 5 myth that I hear a lot as well is that you have to know exactly what type of doctor that you want to be. Some students are really caught up in the fact that they need to figure out what type of doctor. I don't know what I want to do, nephrology or internal medicine or surgery, and they're in college. What I suggest that you do is focus on your current educational level. If you're in college, focus on making good grades, doing community service, doing well on your MCAT, and strengthening parts of your application so you can get accepted. If you're in medical school, I would focus on your step 1, because that will decide what type of doctor you will be. It is not until the 3rd or 4th year of medical school that most students decide on a specialty. And I didn't decide until the end of my 3rd year or almost my 4th year of medical school what type of doctor I wanted to be. So just focus on your current educational level and wait until your 3rd or 4th year of medical school to decide on the specialty. Even if it's your 1st year or 2nd year, you can start looking at different specialties, but you don't have to make a decision until your 3rd year of medical school. So those are my 5 myths that I have about the medical kind of path, about becoming a doctor. I just wanted to talk about some of those myths. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe. New videos coming every week. And also don't forget to check out Skillshare. I have a link in the description. The first 500 people will get 2 months free. We'll see you next time.